Hello, sir. I'm Atasha Isley Lagmay, and I'm gonna discuss my analysis in this topic on how a steel box changed the world, a brief history of shipping. So, in this slide, and how did the steel box change the world according to the documentary? The advent of steel box, commonly referred to as the shipping container, marked revolutionary turning point in global trade and transportation. According to the documentary, A Brief History of Shipping, this innovation transformed not just how goods were transported but also the global economy and international relations. So, before the introduction of shipping container, shipping was an inefficient process. Goods were loaded and unloaded manually, which required a significant amount of labor and time. This traditional way of shipping involved unpacking items at each port, often leading to damage and delays. The steel container simplified this process by allowing for standardization. With containers that could be easily stacked and secured, the loading and unloading of ships became faster and more efficient. So, this documentary emphasizes that this innovation drastically reduced shipping times and costs, which ultimately led to a boom in international trade. So, in conclusion, the steel shipping container has fundamentally changed the world, revolutionizing trade and fostering globalization by making transportation of goods more efficient and cost effective. It has allowed economies to operate on a global scale. The ability to move massive quantities of goods quickly has transformed consumer markets, yet it also prompts necessary discussions about sustainability and environmental impact in the industry moves forward. Next is, what is the history of shipping before the invention of the steel box? So, the history of shipping is a fascinating tale that reflects human innovation and the need to connect distant places. Before the invention of the steel shipping container in the mid 20th century, shipping methods were quite different and evolved significantly over 1,000 years. So, in ancient times, people used simple wooden boats to transport goods across rivers and lakes. The Egyptians, for instance, utilized the Nile River for trade and transport, using reed boats to carry agricultural produce. Similarly, ancient Mesopotamians used wooden ships to navigate the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. These early vessels laid the foundation for maritime trade, enabling civilizations to exchange goods, culture, and ideas. What were the challenges faced in shipping before the steel box, and how did the steel box address these challenges? One major challenge in shipping prior to the steel box was the inefficiency of loading and unloading cargo. Goods were typically packed individually or in bulk, which made the process labor intensive. Stevedores had to manually load and unload cargo from ships, which not only consumed considerable time but also increased the risk of damage to goods during handling. For example, a shipment of fragile items would often arrive at its destination with several pieces broken or missing, leading to economic losses for businesses and discomfort for consumers. What impact did the steel box have on global trade and economy? One of the most significant impacts of shipping containers on global trade is the reduction of transportation costs. According to the World Bank report, containerization has decreased shipping costs up by 90% over the past few decades. This reduction has opened new markets to businesses, allowing even small companies to engage in international trade. For instance, a small electronics manufacturer in a developing country can now easily export its products to markets in Europe or North America without the heavy financial burden that once accompanied international shipping. What are some real world examples given in the documentary where the steel box revolutionized shipping? One prominent example is the introduction of containerization in the 1950s, which fundamentally changed how goods were transported across oceans. Before containerization, items were loaded and unloaded individually, making the shipping process slow and inefficient. This method not only consumed more time but also incurred high labor costs and led to increased damage of goods. The documentary features scenes from the port of Newark, illustrating how containers streamlined operations. With the advent of standardized steel boxes, goods could now be packed efficiently, transported, and then quickly unloaded at their destination, significantly reducing shipping time. What are the current challenges in the shipping industry and how can they be addressed? One of the primary challenges in the shipping industry is the impact of environmental regulations. Governments and organizations are increasingly imposing stricter rules to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. For instance, the International Maritime Organization has set targets to lower emissions by at least 50% by 2050 compared to 2008 levels. Complying with these regulations can be costly and complex for shipping companies. To address this issue, um, the industry can invest in cleaner technologies such as renewable fuels and energy efficient vessels. Additionally, companies can elaborate to share best practices and develop innovative solutions that meet regulatory requirements while minimizing costs. Another challenge is the shipping industry's vulnerability to disruptions, as seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. Lockdowns and restrictions led to port closures and shipping delays, which caused significant disruptions in global supply chains. To mitigate such risk in the future, shipping companies can adopt more resilient supply chain strategies. This may include diversifying their shipping routes, investing in digital tools for better logistics management, and maintaining closer relationships with suppliers and partners. By enhancing their adaptability, shipping firms can better withstand unforeseen events. What something new did you learn from the videos that you did not know before? The advent containerization has dramatically transformed global trade in ways that many may not fully appreciate. So, in conclusion, learning about how steel boxes and containerization have reshaped the world provides valuable insight into the intricacies of global trade. These developments have enhanced the speed, safety, and reliability of shipping and fundamentally transformed economies around the globe. The critical partnership between shipping and trucking continues to evolve, showing that challenges in one aspect of logistics can ripple through the entire system. As we witness ongoing advancement in technology and logistics, it is evident that containerization has not only changed how we move goods but also facilitated the interconnectedness of our global economy. So that's all. Thank you.